Well, let's get more reaction now on North Korea ballistic missile launch over Japan. Joel Labi joins us now from Hong Kong. Hi, Joel. So how is China likely to respond to this latest missile test?
Yeah, well, we are actually still awaiting an official response from China, but let's look at the past few statements, because if they're anything to go by, we'll probably get some similar language from Beijing. Beijing actually becoming more belligerent when talking about North Korea of late. The condemnation that we've been seeing has been quite fierce, and China's government supporting harsher sanctions, which we've seen in the UN Security Council. Just cast your mind back a couple of weeks ago. You'll remember Pyongyang's nuclear test came right at the beginning of the BRICS summit, which was really a distraction for President Xi Jinping. He didn't want any sort of distraction there. He was preaching peace and prosperity while hosting emerging economies. So out of that, we actually saw a very strongly worded statement, including Russia there. Clearly, though, Kim Jong-un just it doesn't seem to be listening. And it actually is putting China in a very precarious position right now, because North Korea is its best customer when it comes to imports. And it also, we know, provides that geographical security buffer. So right now, we might expect some more harsh words, but apart from that, probably little more.
Well, the US has been pushing China to do more to rein in North Korea, but are these calls falling on deaf ears?
Yeah, well, as you guys have been covering, strong words from the Secretary of State of the US, Rex Tillerson, who was urging China and Russia as well to take direct action over the missile tests, and in particular calling on China to cut off oil to the rogue state and then use that as leverage to get Pyongyang to curb its nuclear program. That said, though, even Tillerson is admitting that is going to be very hard to get a result from. The new UN sanctions as well really aim to restrain fuel flowing into North Korea. But China worries that if it squeezes North Korea any further, it could trigger an economic collapse, and then China has a refugee problem on its hands. So really, we're at a bit of an impasse here, because China will only let sanctions go so far. And we can say it's not exactly ignoring the international community, but it does have its own economic and security interests to look after as well. So we'll wait and see what happens. We should be getting a statement in the next few hours, and then reaction from there.
Well, thank you, Joel. That is the latest on China's reaction on North Korea. To Florida now, where US President Donald Trump